Hello and a very warm welcome to How to Be Human. It's a pleasure to have you here. Let's face it, humanity currently has a lot of challenges to overcome, and while we can agree on solutions for some of them, others are notoriously hard to find a consensus on. But why do discussions about abortion, immigration, or vaccination, for example, often leave us exhausted, frustrated, and feeling like we just fought an uphill battle against an opponent who doesn't have the ears to listen to what we say? The main reason is that arguments about any kind of rights, religious convictions, or politics are led with emotional arguments based on opinions rather than neutral facts. Problems which are debated with statements based on logic usually result in a working solution without much further ado. Highly emotionally charged topics, however, keep recurring, often without an end in sight. And there are no winners in an argument like that, because nobody's feelings or emotions are more right or wrong than someone else's. So, how are we going to find a solution for this conundrum? Because eventually we need a solution, especially since the discussions themselves are the cause of many more problems, such as dividing whole populations, creating more innocent suffering, or even more. As usual, let's apply some logic and a healthy dose of psychology here. The first step to finding a solution to any kind of problem or challenge is to find the root cause for it. So, why do we, sometimes quite literally, get into each other's hair about things? The answer to this is surprisingly simple. It's because we get emotionally triggered on a very deep level. It's our core beliefs that we feel get attacked. Our core beliefs are the most deeply ingrained convictions about ourselves, other people, and the world in general. I like to call them the bones of our ego, and they are very hard to change. Some people even say that's impossible, but this is only secondary for our discussion here. Some common core beliefs are: I'm worthless, I have the power to change my circumstances, no one understands me, people are generally good and kind, the world is abundant and there's enough for everyone, life is a constant struggle. The end justifies the means. Everybody should be treated equally. These are just a few examples. There are many, many more, of course. By now, you probably see where the real troubles begin. If two parties with opposite core beliefs have to come up with a solution for the same problem, the solutions will be quite different and inherently clash with each other. And these clashes can become physically violent because our most fundamental fear, namely the fear for our survival, gets triggered. We get literally shaken to the core, and that is very scary and very unpleasant, whether we admit it or not. Due to the nature of core beliefs, a real solution can thus only be achieved if all arguments are equally approached and all the versions of our fear of death are taken care of. It doesn't matter whether it's actual physical death we fear or the death of morals, human rights, or traditions. So, how can we find a peaceful and beneficial to most solution to highly controversial topics? Well, that's probably still a rather long process, and it begins with each and every single one of us. Of course it does. we have to become aware of our own whats and whys first. What do we believe? What are our convictions? Why are we thinking and acting the way we do? Why do we get triggered by certain things? What are our underlying fears which keep our ego, charged with taking care of our own survival, fighting so hard that we become unable to listen to what others have to say, and which turns a dialogue into a shouting match or even a physical altercation? Especially in cultures which give their people a lot of freedom and self-responsibility, we can only find sustainable solutions to emotional debates through becoming aware of and understanding our own personal patterns, our fears, and also our virtues and values. The change works from the bottom up, not the top down. So if you live in a country where how you live your life is not determined by political and or religious leaders, you carry part of the responsibility for deciding what the core beliefs of your culture are and what rules should apply for everyone to offer a happy and safe life for everyone. Of course, all these psychological mechanisms apply to all levels of human interactions, from personal relationships to national relations, and they all affect each other. By themselves, they might have little to no immediate impact on a national level, but they sure affect your personal life. They influence your friends and family, and they cause a ripple effect. So I ask you, what are your whats and whys? What are your core beliefs, and are they even true? Which ones could or should you change? What holds you back from doing so? Which ones of your beliefs and patterns are beneficial? And if you don't already do so, how can you integrate them more into your everyday life so more people are positively affected? In short, how can you transform your life energy to bring more compassion, peace and harmony into this world, and thus play an active role in the transformation of humanity? Once again, I say thank you so much for being here and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found some interesting insights for your own personal transformation. I send you lots of love and light from my heart to yours, and see you soon again.